Welcome back to part number 3 and the finale of What If Obi Wan and Satine Were Married. Thank you to those of you who watched the other parts. To recap what happened in those videos if you haven't seen them, Obi Wan and Satine have been secretly married on Mandalore, but they have been detected by the Sith, who each want to take advantage of the situation in their own ways. Whilst Palpatine had plans to make Obi-Wan a future apprentice, in the event Anakin could not, Dooku knew that Anakin and Obi-Wan were a direct threat to him and tried to kill them but failed. Now we find out what the retrieved R2-D2 had managed to discover from his tribulations on Kamino. The faithful droid of Anakin Skywalker displayed a vast network of advanced cloning based around the bounty hunter Jango Fett. Fortunately for the Jedi, Dooku had not had any time to delete the memory of R2-D2, and it revealed that the Count had not been intending to destroy the facility, rather he had been talking to the Kaminoan Prime Minister Lama Su about the Jedi discovering their secret. Yoda is quick to realise that these clones were not to be trusted in spite of their capabilities, and enters the Senate building to propose a bill deactivating the clone army. The senators are mostly incensed to the Jedi, as they believed that the Order wanted to eliminate the clones to reinstate themselves as the galaxy's peacekeepers and restore their reputation. Palpatine grinned through the chorus of disapproval, but he had been concerned at how the Jedi had discovered his secret, and later in his office, he sought the services of his apprentice. Dooku bowed to his master, carefully trying to hide his true intentions from Sidious, but the Dark Lord of the Sith could not be deceived, as he lifted his apprentice into the air and ordered him to correct his mistake. Dooku had to find another way to avoid the wrath of his master, and decided to strike Mandalore in collaboration with the Rising Death Watch. Along with the clan leader Vizsla, Dooku planned for a capture of Duchess Satine and dispatched Grievous to mount a surprise assault on the planet. The terrifying dreadnought known as the Malevolence was guided into neutral territory and rained fire on the limited defences of the planet, and Grievous entered into his personal starfighter to the planet below. The cyborg swatted any feeble resistance that dared to cross his path, and Satine could not escape from a rapidly crumbling palace. Her only option was to scramble an emergency cry for help to the Jedi Council, in the hope they could arrive to save her. On Coruscant, the Jedi had not even completed their assessment of R2-D2's findings, when the distressed hologram of Duchess Satine appeared to ask for their help. Obi-Wan knew that it was a lure for him to go to Mandalore, but due to the Separatist intervention, this allowed the Jedi Council to intervene. Alongside Anakin and Master Windu, the Jedi enter one of their new Venator-class Star Destroyers and reach the planet in time to see it ablaze. Obi-Wan jumped down from the clouds and ignited his blade to dismiss any droids, working his way to the palace and then his captured wife. General Grievous sat on the throne and ordered his Magna Guards to get rid of the Jedi slime, but Obi-Wan sliced through them, then spotted Satine in the city's prison tower. Waiting for him had been Count Dooku, and he offered to free the Duchess, in return for the Jedi Master joining him to defeat Sidious. Satine shook her head in disapproval, but Obi-Wan lowered his blade and bowed to Dooku. The Sith apprentice had been true to his word and released Satine, but he had not counted upon the entrance of Anakin Skywalker and Mace Windu, both of whom had sensed Master Kenobi's conflict from their command base. The Master of the Order appeared to be reluctant to fight his old Jedi friend, but Anakin did not have such weaknesses, repeatedly slamming the Sith's defences, and he eventually crumbled to his knees. Windu ordered him to reveal the true intentions of the clone army, and Dooku turned to Obi-Wan, then revealed that they had captured the wrong Sith, and that they should have focused upon the Sith Lord who had both financed and passed the Military Creation Act in the Senate. The Jedi turned to each other in shock as they realised Palpatine had been the one behind the war, and after placing Dooku in the cell and guiding Satine back to the safety of Coruscant, they tried to find Grievous, but the Kaleesh warrior had escaped. Grievous could not evade their grasp however, as the Jedi had tracked his ship on its way to Coruscant, and Anakin and Obi-Wan leapt into their starfighters and fired at the ship. Grievous ducked and weaved, but he could not avoid the legendary skills of Anakin, and he exploded in a cloud of smoke, never to be seen again. Diving to the surface of their home planet, Anakin and Obi-Wan had forgotten about their previous loyalties to the Chancellor, and greeted him by announcing his arrest. Palpatine had been seated next to several other senators, who were shocked at the accusations made to the Chancellor, and he stood up to ignite his blade. The Jedi steadied themselves for the battle until the Sith Lord was met by a collection of bolts through his body as Padme and Satine had emerged to end the reign of tyranny. Palpatine's face of shock would never disappear as he collapsed onto his desk, and very soon after, Anakin and Obi-Wan left the Order and the Jedi. That is it for What If Obi-Wan and Satine Were Married. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.